I apologize. There is one more video that I should probably make before the end of the day is done. Okay, so I know you guys probably think that I don't like pay attention to a lot of shit. We're gonna talk about Puff Daddy real quick, or P Diddy, or whatever the hell he's calling himself now, because he and I are about the same think. Let's find out.
Sean Combs is 54 years old.
Okay, so he's 4 years older than me. All right. Yeah. Snoop's 2 years older than me. Okay. Now that I got that out of the way. Y'all already know what Puff Daddy looked like. There's no need to fucking expose his picture. I'm I'm a shoot from the hip. I'm gonna give you guys 99.9. I don't know how much truth is behind this. It's the same thing with him and R. Kelly, the same thing with Bill Cosby, and the same thing with a bunch of stars in general. And it's like, I know that Vince McMahon is also in deep shit for pretty much the same shit. Here's the thing, man. It's like, I'm struggling to make it, and the people who have made it are doing everything to self sabotage their careers. They're destroying themselves by doing all this dirt in the first place. I'm like, dude, why would you do this shit? And I mean, I don't know if you guys are understanding where I'm coming from, but you have to ask yourself at some point, at some time, where was my cutoff switch at stupidity? Like, if I made one mistake, fine, depending on what kind of fucking mistake. But to have this done over and over to the point where you got feds after your ass, you fucked up. Like, you really, really fucked up. I have a degree in police science and criminal justice. I have this because when I was applying to get help from the military, the jobs I wanted, the ones I really qualified for, they weren't down with helping me get them. All right? So I'm too old to be a cop. And when I started to go to school, I had my hip replacement, so there's no way in hell I could be a cop. I can't run after anybody, and you can't just shoot anybody because you fucking feel like it. And you also can't fire your firearm in a crowd as a police officer. There's like some rules and shit you gotta follow. So, if somebody drops me and runs, I can't like pull out my weapon and just discharge one round, because if I miss and hit somebody else because this guy's like the Flash and sidesteps my bullet and I unalive a child or something, my career's over. And I'm probably going to do time for that shit. So, no, but that was one of the things I qualified for. The other thing I qualified for was acting. What I really wanted to do, which was acting. But the military was like, nah, we're not doing that. Because National Guard, the GI Bill, they like 2 or 3 years ago just decided now you can get it if you're National Guard. But when I started school, that wasn't a thing. And Book Rehab was only willing to let me either be a cop, a school teacher, a gym teacher, or an actor. So I'll tell you the two that I wanted to do, and they were totally against it. I wanted to be an actor first, because I had already took enough acting classes. They probably could have just slid me in for a couple more. Um, then I wanted to be a gym teacher because of my hip replacement. If I'm a gym teacher, I will always have access to a gym and gym equipment, so it wouldn't be that bad. But Vogue Rehab was like, nah, you can't do that. Then the last two things I qualified for was a school teacher, but if I can't teach history, I don't want to teach. And then a police officer. Well, I had to get this degree in police science and criminal justice because one, I'm fucking 50 now, and two, I'm not a young man, so going back to school for like 20 fucking years, it's just not fucking an option. It's really not. And you can't get a degree at a community college um, in less than maybe 6 years at best, because you have to divide it out. And you have work, and that's the one thing about college. You have to work unless you were born rich, where spend you can get like 4 or 5 classes in a week, and you don't have to work. It's different when you have to fucking work. So that being said, I've been kind of silent about this whole P Diddy, Vince McMahon, um, R. Kelly sexual stuff because here's that thing: I haven't made it. All right, I'm trying to change my life now as we speak. Everything that I'm going to be trying to put up on here, besides what you're getting right now, is stuff from 20 fucking years ago. And I just want to get it done so that I can say I at least put it up. So even if negatively I don't make it, they will see it before I die and be like, yeah, you know, you had the potential to be great. But here's how that works: having the potential to be great and being great are not the same thing. Anyone has the potential to being great. You just have to get past some of the things that keep you from reaching that goal. Like, I can't escape height and I can't escape race. Now, I say this specifically before I get back on topic. I'm 5'3" and I'm mixed. I do not look black enough to play black characters, and I'm not tall enough to play anything, you know, because of racial prejudice and height discrimination and prejudice. It's kind of hard to get an acting job when no one wants to hire a 5'3" bodyguard. Okay, now if I had boobs, no, yeah, they'd give me a job if I was a girl. Yeah, you're a girl. We got you. Are you willing to show those boobs? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Lots of actresses show their boobs. I'm a man. You pay me enough, I'm willing to walk around butt fucking naked. We just can't do sex scenes. Alright? And I'll be honest about it. No DC. I can't be around a naked woman. It's just not a fucking good idea. Anyway, and if it's part of the role, me and the actress has to have a long conversation before this shit happens. We also have to talk that I don't want more than 3 or 4 people in that room. And most of it, the cameraman and the director. Everyone else, hell no. I don't want anybody else in there that doesn't need to be there. Maybe the guy with the mic can just set the mic somewhere. You know, that kind of shit. Acting is not a hard job, y'all. It's just getting discovered that's the hard part. Now, back on topic. For the motherfuckers that have made it and committed career suicide, you have your Kevin Spacey's, your Puff Diddy's, your freaking Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, and Vince. You know, these guys, man, I have about that much respect left, but they didn't respect themselves enough to just not be corrupted. Corruption is hard as fuck to get away from if you're dumb enough to fall into it in the first place. You know, 10 years later, like, yeah, we got Echo Fang Grey Wolf on some corrupted shit. No, you don't. Because I've been in this business for fucking 20 years and no one's giving me a break to get me corrupt. You know, I just want to make movies. We don't have to have certain things in movies. That's up to the producer and the writer. But we are going to respect the actress that I'm in the scene with, and we're going to respect me. You know, there's not going to be any unsimulated anything, especially if I wind up getting married before my career takes off. Because it's like, no, I'm not doing that. And you do have the right to refuse, unless you sign the fucking contract. No, that's going to be a whole ass problem. So that's another thing. If you're going to sign a contract, you're contracted. You're theirs until that contract expires. So they have to pay you, but you also have to perform. All right. So this is how these things work. You have to be aware of it. Now, back on track. There's been a lot of things about Diddy on TikTok and some other stuff, and I just tell people, look, man, Diddy done fucked up. Just like R. Kelly fucked up. Just like Vince McMahon fucked up. Just like Harvey Weinstein. Just like the dude from the '70s show who probably will never see freedom. The Red Ranger from Wild Force, who got away with murder at least twice. In you know, they said it was self-defense. So I mean, it is what it is. If they want to say it's self-defense, it's self-defense, and some people want to say it's murder. You pick whatever side of your coin you want to be on. That choose your poison. I have no care for that shit. But I don't understand how stars continue to fuck themselves up. People like me struggle to make it, struggle to get looked at. Dude, when I get in that motherfucker, I will be on my best fucking behavior. I'm gonna stop cussing. I'm gonna be shaking hands with everybody. Hi, I'm Echo. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? I'm gonna be networking. I'm not gonna do that much brown nosing unless it's necessary. Like, hey, you want to play Jesse Blackcrow? It's opening. You know, you have to spend most of the time in a wheelchair, but then you get to do your own fight scenes and stuff. And can you play that role? Yes, I can. You guys let me know if you want me to actually attempt to do Jesse Blackcrow, and I'll figure out a way to do that. Either I'll do it at work, or I'll do it here minus the wheelchair. So, you know, because Jesse Blackcrow is a native and he fell off a scaffolding, broke his back, well, paralyzed him from the waist down, and he's possessed by Blackcrow's spirit, who's a superhero who goes around saving people, and he has a long bow instead of a recurve. I don't have a long bow, but I do have a recurve, so we can always improvise. Anyway, moving on from that, you know, we'll figure that shit out. Anyway, that being said, you know, if you want to, I understand that even if you are a celebrity, there is no excuse for you to do the shit that these gentlemen are being accused of. So here's my closing argument on that. Don't fuck up. Do not fuck up. Whatever you do not be trying to sexually harass people into sleeping with you for contracts and shit. Do not be trying to do dumb shit. As an actor and as a person who makes independent films, I do not put my actors in uncomfortable positions. It's like, look, there's camera tricks that we can use to simulate a kiss. There's camera tricks. There won't be any sex scenes, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, if the camera's back here and I tip my head this way and you tip your head that way and you lean in, we can cut the scene right there. And people will assume that people are kissing. It's not that difficult. And then you also have to remember, in acting, sometimes you do have to kiss people. So just make sure I carry my breath mints with me, and Tic Tacs, they're not that expensive. Anyway, that being said, I am Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Come Forever number 2. Again, unless something happens between now and shower time, these are the only 3 videos you're going to get for tonight. You see me. I'm going to make dinner now.